During this season of Lent, we've been looking at the crippling prison of shame. Last week we learned that we don't find healing for our shame from pretending like it doesn't exist, blaming it on other people, surely not by trying harder. We find healing for our shame through forgiveness. A vertical forgiveness that heals our vertical relationship with God, and then a horizontal forgiveness that we give to other people. A forgiveness is the gift of being accepted by God even before you are accepted. Forgiveness is the gift of being accepted by God without any possibility of being rejected. I want to show you that story in the Bible, John chapter 21. You've heard of Cheerios, the breakfast of champions. John chapter 21 shows Jesus fixing breakfast for the failures. This happened on the Sea of Galilee. I've got a picture for you there, and a picture of me kneeling by the Sea of Galilee when I visited a couple of years ago. John chapter 21 happens a few weeks after the resurrection. The disciples still don't know what to do, so what do you do when you don't know what to do? You go fishing. And so they're out in their boats, out in the fishing, and Jesus comes walking along the beach. They didn't really recognize him. So Jesus sees a bunch of boats, but he's looking for one boat in particular. He sees a bunch of fishermen, but he's looking for one particular fisherman, Simon Peter. Simon Peter, who remembers, I will never leave you. Simon Peter remembers, I don't know that guy. Peter remembers being a fool, being a failure. Jesus comes along the beach. He yells out to the guys, hey, you got any fish? And immediately John recognizes his voice and says in a loud whisper, it's the Lord. And Peter, who always acts before he thinks, as soon as John says it, he's out of the boat and jumping in the water and heading for the shore. And we give you a freeze frame right there, not quite historically authentic picture of Peter jumping out of the boat, but you get the picture. What in the world is going through Peter's head as he's swimming toward the shore? He's got to have a video link going on in his head going, what am I going to say when I get there? What is he going to say to me? And I think Peter, in the middle of his strokes, is hearing this shameful voice in his head that Jesus is going to say to him, Peter, I've come to say goodbye. Peter, I tried as hard as I knew how to help you, turn you into a good disciple, but you just don't have what it takes to be a good disciple. Peter, let me remind you of the 3 ways that you failed me the other day. Peter, you're good. You're just not good enough. So what does Peter find when he gets to the beach? He finds the risen Lord Jesus Christ fixing breakfast over a charcoal fire. Charcoal, the only time that word is used in all of the Bible. Jesus fixing breakfast over a charcoal fire, bread and fish for a group of tired, cold, lonely, disturbed, hungry failures. Think of it. The Son of God, the risen Lord Jesus, fixing breakfast for a bunch of failures. And Peter is not only restored and healed in his vertical relationship with Jesus, he is also restored in his horizontal calling to be a fisher of men. I think in Peter's case, friends, there had to be a brokenness in Peter before he could be used. There had to be a death before he could find new life. And so my question here this morning is, any failures that need breakfast? Any failures that need to confess, my world is broken, my life is broken, I need help? I have good news. Breakfast is served, and you are invited. God bless. Have a great week.